how early is early marriage, or what is the appropriate age to get married? Okay, sometimes I ask myself these questions, and I now have had a conversation with one or two persons about, what I might take with early marriage, or do I feel like I got married when I was really young? And trust me, I couldn't even answer that question. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mabel, and on my channel here I film about family, relationships, beauty and lifestyle. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for always tuning in. If you're new here and you're just seeing me for the first time, welcome to my channel as well. Please subscribe to my channel, because here we learn, we share, and we have fun. Okay, so in today's video I'll be talking about early marriage. Okay, how early is early marriage, or how late is late marriage? But I'm going to be focusing on early marriage. Okay, sometimes I wonder if I got married early, or how early is early marriage, or what is the appropriate age to get married? Okay, sometimes I ask myself these questions, and I now have had a conversation with one or two persons about, what I might take with early marriage, or do I feel like I got married when I was really young? And trust me, I couldn't even answer that question, because I don't even know how to answer that question. So today I'm here to talk about early marriage. How early is early marriage? Okay, what is early marriage, or how early is early marriage, and what is late marriage? And before we even go into that topic, who even came about this early marriage, late marriage? Who set the schedule, or who's the one who put the timeline to what is early and what is late? Because we have to sit down and talk about this. Who came up with the whole idea of what is considered early marriage, or what is considered late marriage, and on what grounds do they even call what they call early marriage? Okay, so these are the things that go through my mind, and these are the questions I'm just now asking myself here filming this question. Okay, who came up with the term early marriage? Okay, and before I go further, I would like to say that it doesn't matter what category, in quotes, you fall in: early marriage, late marriage, mid-time marriage, the right time. I don't know how to say it. We have to come up with term for these things. Maybe those who married at the not early, not late. What are we going to call them? Well, whatever we call them. Okay, so it doesn't matter what category you fall in. Okay, there are always advantages and disadvantages to whatever we do in life, to whatever decisions we take. So that's what I feel like. It doesn't matter if you are classified as people who got married early or late. There is always advantages and disadvantages to whatever category we fall in. I also would like us to focus on the fact that, a few years ago, people focused more on early marriage as a goal. But I think in our time and age today, we are more focused on a good, happy and successful marriage. Okay, so I think that is what everyone's focus should be. If you're watching this video and you're not married, and maybe sometimes these thoughts come in your head and say, oh, I'm 30, I'm 35, I'm 25, I'm not yet married, I should be married and all that, just remember that your focus should not be on if you're getting married early or late. Your focus should be on, is your marriage going to be successful? Are you going to be marrying the right person? Your goal should be more of a successful, healthy marriage than looking at how early or late your marriage is. Okay, that makes sense, right? Okay, that makes sense. Like I said earlier, at some point I used to think that I got married early. And please don't ask me what age I got married. Just calculate it. If you calculate what age I told you I am right now, and you go back and watch my previous videos and see how many years I've been married, you should be able to do the math. So if you have not seen get to know me video, I'm gonna leave the link in my description box, so that way if you want to do the maths, know if I really got married early or late, you can go back and watch that video. Okay, so now, like I said, people focus more on, when they talk about early and late marriage, I think the focus is on the number, the age. Okay, are you 21, are you 25, are you 30? And they don't focus on, the maturity, your mind? Are you matured mentally? Are you matured financially? Are you matured physically? Are you matured emotionally? Because I think maturity would be the most important thing when it comes to determining if you're getting married early or late, and not numbers, not the numbers. Because there are some people that you meet that are young, like 21, 22, and when you have a conversation with them, you will see how mature they are. You can tell from even just playing conversation how mature somebody is. And you can also tell from the way they behave and all. Then you can as well meet somebody who's older, maybe in their 30s, late or early 30s, and you talk to them and you'll be like, oh, this person hasn't grown up yet, So I think the maturity and everything should be more focused on, or the age should be more focused on how matured you are, and not how old numerically you are. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to lay these points out first before we kind of dive into the video. Okay, when it comes to marriage, I think the focus should be on certain things, okay, and not what people really look at. Okay, and so if you talk about getting married, what are the things that we need to focus on to determine if our marriage is early, late, or in between? First thing I would say, like I already said earlier, would be maturity. Okay, if you're talking about how early or late somebody is getting married, you should also consider first how mature they are. And maturity goes as far as emotional maturity, physical maturity, financial maturity, spiritual and psychological maturity. Okay. I hope I'm not going too deep with these things I'm saying, but maturity has all those aspects of it. Okay, so now let's talk about physical maturity. Of course, you want to get married when you are physically matured, like your body, you're not underage, you're of legal age to get married. Okay, so that's physical maturity. And not just legal age per se. Everybody knows their body and what their body can do, what their body is ready to do, and all that. So you want to get, because with marriage comes all those other things, like having kids, sexual knowledge and all that. Okay, so you have to make sure you're married because if you get married and then eventually you get pregnant, you must make sure that your body is mature enough and ready to have kids, to have children. Okay, so physical maturity is there. So when it comes to emotional maturity, it should be that you are, you're in that stage where you can handle different things. Okay, you're emotionally matured to be able to handle a lot of things, because being married, you're going to have to learn how to manage your emotions. You're going to learn how to manage your spouse's emotions, and of course with children, you also have to learn how to manage the children's emotions and everybody else around you, because sometimes everybody is acting differently. Your body is feeling this way, you're feeling this way, so you don't want to be emotionally premature and then you go get married. You don't want to get married whereby a little thing you're going to get mad, a little thing you've packed your bag and you want to go back to your parents' house, a little thing you're leaving the house, a little things you're crying, a little thing you're on the phone calling somebody. Okay, you have to be mature whereby you can be ready to handle things, because trust me, there will be a lot of things that you would need to handle as a married person, either a man or a woman. So you have to be emotionally mature. Okay, so next I want to talk about is spiritual maturity. Okay, and that goes hand in hand with emotional maturity. Yes. Okay, because truthfully, in marriage, there are a lot of battles. Okay, there are a lot of battles. Okay, so not all battles you fight with your hand or with arguing. When I say fight, I don't mean like physical fight. Like I mean like, there are some battles you face in your marriage that you have to go on your knees to pray. There are some battles you have in your marriage that you have to, you really need to seek the face of God. So if you go through certain battles in your marriage, and a battle that requires emotional, that requires spiritual, you need to take care of it spiritually, you're taking care of it physically, then you're going to lose the battle. So you're supposed to get to a place of spiritual maturity, to a level where you are, that you know that you can, you know how to talk to God, you know when to talk to God, you know when to table your things to God. Okay, not when you go through things every time you call your parents or you call your friend or you run to a counselor. No, there are some things you go through, you have to go to God and talk to God and say, God, let's have a conversation, and then you talk to God, or you go on your knees to pray. So you must be spiritually mature before you get married. Okay, Good. Another maturity, of course, will be financial maturity. You guys, you do not want to get married when you are not financially mature, or you don't want to get married to somebody who is not financially mature. You know, you don't. I know you don't. I'm not saying that you should wait until you have all the money you want to have. I'm not saying you should just go and marry somebody because they are financially ready or capable. You know, I'm saying that you should be at a financial place whereby, and this doesn't have to do with the men or the women, it has to do with both, okay? Because I'm the one person who feels like, okay, everybody has to be financially independent or financially capable or bringing something to the table, you know, because, you know, life happens, okay? I always like to, as much as, you know, I'm a very faith-based person, I have faith a lot, as well, as much as I'm very faith person, I'm also a very realistic person, okay? So, you know, in life, anything can happen, different things can happen. Yes, we trust God, okay? God is the one who knows our end from beginning and all that kind of thing, but at the same time, we have to be realistic in some of these things, especially when it comes to with marriage, relationship, finances and all that. You cannot sit down and say, okay, because God is my provider, I'm going to sit down at home and then let him provide for me. No, because he also requires us to go do the work, and then he's going to bless the works of our hands. So it comes to marriage, okay? When I say you have to be able to be financially capable, I mean, I want a man, a woman who's going to get married and know she has something on the table, she has something to offer. Because, you know, in life can happen. You know, what if something happens? Maybe you relocate to a new place, or maybe your spouse loses his job, or just something that is not very, some unpleasant thing happens, okay? You as a woman or you as a man, will you be able to stand in the gap when the other person is down? You know, so that's what I mean. The both of you have to be financially mature, or maybe, you know, working towards financial maturity. I guess that's a good thing to say. So financial maturity is also important before you decide if you're getting married early or if you're getting married late. Okay, those are all important things. Another point when you're determining if you're getting married early or late will be, are you ready? Are you ready to get married? Or is the person you're getting married to ready to get married? Do not marry because people have set a timetable for you that you have to marry before. Or maybe you yourself have set the timetable and say, if I marry at the age of 30, I'll be late. Or if I marry at the age of 35, I'll be late. I want to marry at the age of 25, 22, 23, so that I'm going to get married as early as I can, have babies and all that. No, are you ready? Because marriage comes with a lot of things. You know, if you're watching and you're not married, I am telling you today that marriage comes with so many things. And if you're married, you know what I'm saying already. So, you know, so are you ready? Is the person you're getting married to ready? Especially for the guys. You know, sometimes the guys are ready. You know, the guys are really, really ready. Financially, emotionally, and everything else. And then they want to marry somebody who is not even ready. Who is young. Who is not mature enough. You know, and all that. So make sure you are ready for marriage, and you also getting married to somebody who's ready for marriage. Another point to be that you are getting married to the right person. Like I said, the goal is not to marry early. Okay, your goal should not be to marry early. Your goal should be getting married to somebody who's the right person. Your goal should be getting married to have a peaceful, enjoyable, happy marriage. Your goal should be to have a successful marriage. Okay, so are you getting married to the right person? You know, are you just married because you think that, okay, I'm ready, I told myself I'm gonna get married at 25, and here I am, I'm almost turning 25, so I'm just gonna marry whoever. Okay, so make sure you are getting married to the right person. That should be your goal. Your goal should not be how early you get married. Your goal should be, am I marrying the right person? Am I going to be successful in my marriage? Am I going to be happy in the marriage and all of that? Okay, so that should be the goal. And then there's another thing I'm going to say. Besides maturity and all that I've said, I've also had conversation with I've had this conversation in the past. I know I'm guilty of what I'm about to say, because I used to say that, you know, get married after you discover yourself. Okay, what exactly does that mean? What does it mean to discover yourself? Okay, so like I said, I've been guilty of this before. I have said it before. I know I've said it to maybe my friend or my sister or something. Make sure you discover yourself, fully discover yourself before you get married. I used to tell myself that. I used to lie to myself in the past that, oh, maybe I hadn't discovered myself, you know, You know how you make excuses because you don't want to, you know, face the challenges you're going through, and I say, oh, no, 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 no. What do you mean by discover yourself? Because I've actually heard people say discover yourself before you get married. What does that even mean? I used to believe in that before, but at this point, I don't believe in that. If I've said that to you before, scratch it out, okay? You cannot completely, there is no point in anyone's life that they completely discover themselves. That's what I believe. So if somebody tells you discover yourself before you get married, or I have never said it, please don't undiscover yourself. Unhear what I told you, okay? I'm telling you right now, okay? Because I feel like if you meet the right person, you fall in love, all the other things I've said already are in place, then you can marry the person, okay? You can never ever fully completely discover yourself. You can marry somebody and then you guys can discover yourselves together. You can marry somebody and you guys can continue to learn and grow together, okay? The goal is to marry somebody who is going to encourage you, who is going to push you, who is going to support you as you discover, as you evolve, as you as you continue to find yourself. Because I'll tell you guys that if I told myself that I was going to get married at 30, because I got married way before 30, and I said, okay, at 30 I had discovered myself, at 30 I already got a good job, at 30 I started making money or something. What happens after 30? I'm now 33, okay? And I discovered that, okay, I know I've always had this thing in me to want to teach or to want to talk about marriage and relationship. And then I finally now discovered that, okay, I now found a platform. So if I was married to somebody that didn't want me to do this thing because they already knew that, okay, I work and I make money, you know, those who are 9 to 5, or no, me, I'm not 9 to 5, but at the same time, you know, if I married somebody who said, okay, I want this kind of person, and then at this point in my life, I now discovered that I had this thing in me, and this is now the thing I want to do, and then the person said, oh no, you cannot do it because I wanted just a career woman and all that. You see what I'm saying? So you cannot completely discover yourself. No, you must make sure you're marrying somebody who will want to discover, who you will both discover yourselves together. You're going to grow together, because that's when you talk about growing together in marriage. I think it's more of discovering yourself. So you can never fully discover. So if you talk about saying, okay, at 35 I'll fully discover myself, what happens to people who, after being probably medical doctors for 30 years, they decide, I know what, I don't think that's my thing. I think I want to go into insurance. Or what about people that have been teachers? You know, people change career. People find themselves. You see somebody at 55, they're going to start a new career. They're going to college all over again. So you can never completely fully discover yourself. So do not let anybody deceive you or lie to you or tell you that you should marry after you discover yourself, because there is nothing like there's nothing like you completely discovering yourself. It's a process. Life is a journey. The more you live, the more you learn. I'm sure in about a year or 2 or 3, I'll probably discover something else that I have in me that I probably want to do. And then all you have to ask yourself is, the person I'm with, are they willing to encourage me? Are they willing to support me? Are they going to let me grow and going to be me and do me and all that? Okay, so I just want us to scrap the whole early marriage, late marriage talk, and let us be more focused on maturity, on finding the right person, on growing, learning to grow with the person. Let us be focused on not how early we are married or how late we're married. Let us be focused on having a successful marriage. Let us be focused on having a happy home, okay? Because there are people who have married quite very early and they are not fulfilled in their homes. They're not successful. Some of them have even the marriage have ended. And I know there are still people who married early that have also had successful marriages and all that, okay? And there are also people who have married late and they are very successful in their marriage. They are very happy, you know, and they are very fulfilled in it. And there are people too who married late and they're also not fulfilled, they're not happy and all that. So there's no one size fit, or let us not follow. There's no manual to these things, okay? I think it's just about having peace of mind and about making sure you're doing what you want to do when you are doing it with the right person, okay? So that brings me to the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed my video as well. I hope you, of course, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned from me. And I hope you also please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share, leave a comment, share your thoughts, okay? These are my thoughts. These are what I think, and I believe that they are right to a great extent, but at the same time, share your thoughts. Subscribe, like my videos, leave a comment, share, show me love, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.